That was going on YouTube. Usually I'm not this amped up, but I am dying laughing off of this. I mean, hey, yo, I thought it was going to be pronounced something differently, like my homie said, but he literally says,
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the abyss.
yo, Tupac lives, bro, in spirit.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the Wayab. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
I like that. Tupac is the symbol of uniting. Okay. I mess with that. I mess with that. The ancient name that Tupac embodied was called Umoe. I can mess with that because at the time, Tupac did unite the world with his raps and lyrics. But mostly made folks want to, do the butt ugly. The beast with three backs. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Me?
But the little water girl has Tupac's spirit guiding her. The one with the tan, man. Oh. The tears floweth. Wait. I just got a message from Genshin Impact on YouTube. I mean, on fucking... Not YouTube. On Facebook. Oh, okay. It's about that McDonald's BS. Oh, bruh. Literally the moment I started screaming, too. They're like, hey, you want to order you a meal? Nah, bro, I'm good.
As long as blood still runs through your veins,
I might
even
will
the
eventually,
tiniest
but
spark of
no,
steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
Hey, the fist bump. Going on. Put it there, little girl. Give me the fist bump. Yeah. Come on. She just fist bump with Tupac, bro. Best character ever. Hey, that is the name of this screen. Tupac didn't die.
What's wrong, Milani?
Oh, so is this how they canonically supposed to get the power of night over? So
many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have. I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wayab first.
oh, they pour power in while I absorb the darkness. Okay. Kingdom Hearts style.
Okay, that should be enough. Wayab? Can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day, I'll live up to the hero you saw in me.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina.
Huh?
You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change. No matter what the future holds.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time for you to leave this place. The situation here is getting... Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wayab, but I just want to thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake? We're out of time.
It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Oh, she used lightning. Okay. That character's gonna be cool when they come out. See, that's what I call a god. She punched a dimension in.
You've done
hard.
well. Now come home.
That's an Archon. Now, let's just pray she's better than Bennett.
We're back!
The Pyro Archon saved us. But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she just it all up? She's still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom...
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price.
You must feel terrible, Kachina. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she...
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan.
I'll let her explain everything. Every move we make from here on out will
I just noticed that screw a checkup. I need my team to heal. They literally knock on heaven's door.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go
My
untreated.
God, you have yourself a good night.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the pyro... Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by
Make
one.
friends, bruh. I'm forever alone.
Hey, congratulations on that C1. That made my week.
No.
All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see up. Just give it time.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year—
Huh?
No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to say our looming destruction is not a recent development.
Mualani told us a little bit about—
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss, and still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains.
I'd never have—
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith— If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it, but there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then, and it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own— A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the same— Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen.
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wyab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to... If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urge.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full... Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get... Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular... You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding...
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before!
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose. Fuel.
Fuel?
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited. But by burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you...
But weren't they all precious
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power.
You have nothing to be sorry for. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with... Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan...
Even when you put it that way...
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never... If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battle. Your deeds will become new legend.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast, and we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Try not to let it get... All right.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors. They attract people from all walks of life. The people of the springs have never claimed the... It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute... even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly... I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I've faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always be... Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where...
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so... Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about...
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone.
The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to...
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Don't worry, I always win anyway.
How long are you going to take?
Don't worry, I always win anyway.
I must choose carefully. How long are you going to take?
Need some high-calorie food urgently? You've come to the right place. Don't worry, I always win anyway.
No good. I must choose carefully.
the depth.
It's a tough adversary, but at least it doesn't hide anything. What you see is what you get, and whether you take